listening to 97.7 SLVR FM. It's minus 70 outside, cloudy with a risk of rain. Ooh, okay, that was kind of elaborate. Hey, Silver Dollar here, just playing Risk of Rain. And we're on some sort of transportation space cargo ship in cargo hold number 1. I think we're going to Walmart, maybe. These big containers coming from China. And there's some dude blowing everything up. Oh my god. Yeah, a bunch of monsters crashing to a fiery death on the planet below. But will anyone survive? Well, depending on how many friends you have, 1 to 4 people survive, and you can play this awesome action platformer. So I'm just playing with another person today, Snice, just the 2 of us, and we'll be playing on Monsoon, which is the hardest mode, and it says you will die. Challenge accepted. Boom. Alright, so the first level here, this is the Dry Lake map. There are 6 levels in total. The final one is always the same. That's where you're on a spaceship. The second last one, the temple, that's also always the same. So the first 4, though, can change just randomly. And then there's a couple different, I guess, map layouts for each area. So, for instance, the first level you can get this one, Dried Lake, and I think there's 3 different variations, or you could end up on Desolate Forest, and there's a couple. I think every map, I think, has 3 different variations. So, the goal is to get to these teleporters. Find the teleporter, you activate it, then it counts down 90 seconds. As soon as you activate it, a boss appears. You got to kill the boss, and then once the boss is dead, I mean, if you've killed them before the 90 seconds are up, then you just gotta wait out the rest of the 90 seconds and kill the rest of the enemies remaining on the map. So if, as soon as your 90 seconds is up and all the enemies are dead, then you can hit the teleporter again and it'll send you to the next level. So while you're playing, though, you gotta, kill enemies, get gold, which then lets you unlock chests, or there's different ways to get items. The most common one is the chest, but there's also shrines which give you a chance of getting an item. There's these question mark ones which give you a random item, or you get to see and then unlock and pick it. So there's a teleporter there, so activate it, stay alive, and then on hard mode it's 120 seconds. Regular mode, and I think easy as well, are 90 seconds. So that's an example of one of the bosses. So the game, has pretty good replay value, just because of the random levels, and random enemies and bosses. So there's a couple different bosses you can get. I think there's a magma worm, which is pretty cool, and some sort of flying moth. I think it's more of a jellyfish or something. But yeah, and there's an item. So when you're playing with other people, you usually want to figure out, what item is best for which class. So I'm playing on the Commando, which is just the default class. It's the first class you get when you get the game. Snice is playing on the Mercenary, which is the last class in the list of 10 classes, and you get Mercenary when you beat the game 5 times. So Mercenary is sort of a melee class. He has a sword, so he has to get right in sort of the action. The Commando is a bit more ranged, really ranged. I guess he can shoot. His bullets can kind of shoot off the visible area that you see. And he can sort of kite around pretty good. His third ability, the one with the little arrow running across there, is his diving ability. And as long as he's sort of diving when he's in the air, he's immune from hits. So, you can dodge stuff pretty good and stay alive. And there's a whole bunch of chests. So, if you can get enough money, you can open a lot of them. So yeah, the game's kind of a combo of, you want to get through the levels pretty quick, because the longer you wait, the difficulty keeps increasing. So in the top right corner, it says what, the difficulty of the level. That's different from the difficulty that you choose initially. So Like we're on Monsoon, which is the hardest one, but it'll still start you out on very easy. But the enemies that you can get and the countdowns and stuff are longer and harder in Monsoon than the other levels. So you do notice a little bit of a difference. And I think the difficulties go up. Maybe they go up faster on Monsoon. I think on regular, it's every 5 minutes you move up another difficulty. Um, so, you got to try and find a balance. We've tried different ways where, sometimes you rush it and just try and get to the teleporter as fast as possible, activate it, and then move on. Other times we've tried just like playing half an hour on the first level. I mean, there's nothing really stopping you from leaving. So you can just wait. If you don't activate the teleporter, you can just wait on one level and keep getting enemies spawning. And then eventually you'll start getting these epic monsters spawning that drop items. So you could technically just stay on the first level for a long time, get everyone completely loaded on items, and then move forward. I think when we did that, though, we ended up getting crushed in one of the later levels. So I don't know. You do have to try to find a balance. Like you don't want to rush so quickly that you don't have any items, but you also don't want to go so slow that you have so many items, but then the enemies get ridiculously hard. All right, so yeah, we killed all the enemies, killed the boss, went around, got all the items we wanted, and now we're just running over to the teleporter. So we're kind of doing, I guess, a medium paced. We're not rushing completely, but I think as we progress, we'll probably just try and rush the teleporter a little bit faster as things get tougher. So yeah, stick around. I'll be posting up the next 5 levels shortly. So see if we get wrecked or not. All right, see you soon. SLVRDLLR.